Supreme Chancellor Obi-Wan Kenobi, my stone freak! Chapter 2. Padme and Bail react to the emergency session. Padme Amidala moves through the Senate, Bail Organa at her side, heading toward the emergency session. The information she received about it is scarce, which troubles her, but she knows it's been called by Senator Mandai of Handu. The only other information she possesses is that the session is about the war, the clones, and the Jedi. Bail, do you know anything about Senator Mandai? Her political leanings, why she might have called the session, what exactly she's planning to address? Anything? Bail hums and strokes his chin, easily keeping up with Padme's stride, even when slightly distracted by his own thought process.
Handu is a planet associated with the Mid-Rim. The sentient population is called Nangi. They're very large and serpentine. Well, you'll see soon enough when Senator Mandai takes the floor, of course.
He pauses briefly, as if gathering his thoughts.
Handu has been opposing the war since the start, and I believe Senator Mandai's predecessor often spoke of corruption in the Senate. As for Senator Mandai herself, I can't say I know much. Based on Handu's general positions, she's most likely anti-war. As for her specific feelings on the clones and the Jedi, I have no idea.
Bail gave a mandate shrug. I have never heard of her before now. I tried to gather information once the session was called, but there's only so much one can do in such a limited amount of time. Padme keeps her head high even as she worries. She has friends among the Jedi. She has A&E among the Jedi, and she knows the war has been taking its toll on them all. An anti-war senator calling an emergency session regarding not just the war, but the Jedi and the clones as well, that has the potential to cause a lot of trouble for the Jedi. She's worked hard since she was elected to try and root out the corruption she knows exists. She's tried to ensure a speedier but fairer process in the Senate. However, as a single senator, there's only so much she can do. She has her allies, but it takes time, and the longer the war rages on, the longer the same person sits as Chancellor, the worse the Jedi's and the clones' situation grows. She's seen public opinion start to sway. More and more people grumble about the warmongering space wizards. Despite how the war information usually centers on the clone troopers, and it sets her teeth on edge. Breathe, Padme. They're still a minority. There's still time. As used as Padme has become to the senators shouting at each other and the person who currently holds the floor, she will probably never get used to the sheer volume of it all. She tries to focus on how loud it is rather than her complete and utter shock. Shock she knows that Bail shares. She's glad they chose to share a pot today. His presence at her side is grounding. Her eyes aren't sharp enough to see Chancellor Palpatine's expression from here, but she wishes she could. One thing is for sure, Senator Mandai isn't afraid of stepping into controversy. Never before has Padme seen a senator straight up tell the whole Senate, without even saying any words at all, that Chancellor Palpatine is incompetent. She's watched as the Chancellor has been given more and more freedom and power, and even though a new election should have taken place years ago, he's allowed others to push for the prolonging of his mandate. She had believed him when he's said that the powers weigh heavy on him, and that he allows it only because it is the wish of the Senate. But as time has passed, she's grown less and less sure. Padme only wishes that she and Bail had been among the 134 at Senator Mandai's side. She would be if she was asked. After all, she and Bail has already spoken with many of their allies about drafting legislation for Palpatine to give back the emergency powers he was given to return to a true republic. As it is, she will support Senator Mandai's proposal. A vote of no confidence and a new election will be better than the stagnation currently plaguing them.
She's brave,
Bail said. She'll receive my support, Padme says in answer. Bail just smiles and inclines his head toward her. She knows he will give his support to the no confidence too. My fellow senators, Senator Mandai calls out again, voice ringing clearly through the cacophony with the help of voice enhancers. Silence is slow to return. Many senators seem unwilling to stop arguing. Senator Mandai is patient, though, and Padme wonders what more she will say. Yes, I call for a vote of no confidence. However, that is not all. Padme feels her heartbeat picking up and her palms start to sweat. She won't allow herself to show her nerves on her face, but something tells her that what comes next will be important. Very important. I believe that we need to elect a neutral Chancellor, one who stands nothing to gain from war, one who has served our Republic to the utmost of his ability. I call for the vote of no confidence to also be a vote to instate High Councillor of the Jedi Order, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, as the Supreme Chancellor of the Galactic Republic. Oh! Bail Organa clutches his cup of caf as he and Padme take their seats in his office. The emergency session is over. And what a session it was! It feels a bit as if everything is spinning. Part of him wants to laugh hysterically. Obi-Wan Kenobi as Supreme Chancellor, no doubt would the man do a fine job, but he would hate every second of it.
Perhaps that's why he's the best choice.
He murmurs more to himself than to anyone else. What was that, Bill? Padme looks up from the paper she was reading on moments before.
Just considering Obi-Wan in the role of Supreme Chancellor.
He would hate it. He can't stand politicians or politics, she says with a small smirk on her face. They both know what their friend is like.
He would, and perhaps that is why he should be made Chancellor, at least during the war.
Mail shrugs minutely.
Senator Mondai is right that he stands nothing to gain from it. Quite the opposite. He's one of the best tacticians and generals the Republic has, and he doesn't want power. I can see why Mondai chose him.
Padme nods, even as she stares at nothing. Yes, I see what you mean. He would do an excellent job because it is his duty, but he would never want to prolong it for longer than absolutely necessary. They share another look of wry amusement.
He hasn't answered any of the times I have come to him, nor has he replied to any text-based messages either. Have you had more luck than I?
Bale takes a sip of his gaff. No, nothing from Obi-Wan. Padme shakes her head. Anakin says he's locked himself in his room and won't answer any summons. Not even from the council. She huffs. I'm uncertain whether or not I want to vote in favor. Obi-Wan is my friend, and he truly would hate it. I'd hate to do it to him, but... She trails off and won't meet Bale's eyes.
I know how you feel, Padme.
He sighs.
However, I do believe that we might be forced to put the Republic, the galaxy, over Obi-Wan right now. If he gets voted in, we can oversupport.
The silence that descends between them is heavy. Choosing between the Republic and a dear friend isn't easy, but at the end of the day, they have to look toward the greater good. Bale's comm beeps suddenly, breaking the silence. He brings up the message and reads it over.
Senator Mondai has accepted my proposal for a meeting. She and Senator Kritchik of Barman 2 will be there in an hour.
He looks at Padme and can see her steel herself. When they arrive, I will offer her my support.
As will I, Padme. As will I.
May Obi-Wan forgive them.